Okay, this is Ryder, and he was born at 29 weeks. So he spent 2 months in the NICU, and when he was 2 or 3 days old, he started being able to have milk through his feeding tube, and my milk hadn't come in yet. So at the hospital, they said it was an option for him to have donor milk. A baby that's that young, they really stressed how much better the donor milk even would be.
Well, I have two older little girls and found out I was pregnant with a third little girl. I had a sonogram at 36 weeks where they determined that our baby girl, Charlotte, had some smaller features, and they were concerned about her growth. And at the same time, I had a condition called polyhydramnios, which means excessive fluid. A week later, I went into labor and delivered Charlotte, and she had several issues. Over the course of that time, I was pumping, praying for a time that Charlotte would be able to have my milk. At the time, she wasn't stable enough to have milk. There was one day where she was able to have some of my milk. She had a good day and was able to have a feeding. But she lived for a week, and after that, after she passed away, I wasn't ready to stop pumping, and I knew of a friend who had had a baby in the NICU who had received donor milk, and so I felt like that was an opportunity for Charlotte's life to continue to be a blessing to others.
I am privileged to serve on the board of the Mother's Milk Bank of North Texas. I am a board-certified lactation consultant. Mothers providing milk for other babies, other mothers' babies, has happened throughout history. And milk banking itself, I believe, has been around for about 100 years. There are only a few milk banks throughout the country, and Texas is fortunate to have 2 milk banks to serve the population here, as well as the surrounding states. There's one in Fort Worth, and there's also a milk bank in Austin. Milk banks all over the country adhere to standards so that a mother who's receiving milk bank milk in one part of the country can be assured that her baby's milk, the milk her baby is receiving, is processed through the same high standards that we do here in Fort Worth, or they do in Austin, or anywhere else.
Well, honestly, at first I didn't know what to think about it. It was kind of weird sounding, but the more I thought about it, and especially once he started getting it, and he was doing so well. I mean, from the very first day that he got donor milk, he did really well with it. He gained weight almost every day that he was in the hospital. The nurses explained, where the milk bank was, that the milk would be coming from the milk bank, the process that the milk bank goes through. So it was just as simple as signing the paper and saying, yes, that's what I want him to have. And
just got in contact with the people at the milk bank, and they did a little phone interview, just really simple, and then sent me several forms and questionnaires that I needed to get filled out. As far as bringing it to the milk bank, they were super helpful. I just called and told them I was on my way, and they met me outside with the cart. They were very easy to work with and made the process as seamless as possible.
Mothers aren't charged for the milk itself. There is a processing fee involved. As a nonprofit organization, we rely on the generosity of donors. And there are always families who can't afford the processing fees for the milk, and we never want to have to turn anyone away, and I don't believe we've ever had to say no because you can't pay, you can't have the milk. We have a very small, very efficient staff that runs the office and the processing of the milk, and there are also volunteers that help. So that's another way that someone who maybe isn't donating milk or isn't able to afford to donate financially volunteers are welcome to help with the process. And all they would need to do is contact our milk bank.
The milk that I was able to donate feels like almost like we did an organ donation of some sort, even though, you know, it wasn't her organs, but it was something that was intended for her, that God took her home. And so I was able to continue to pump milk and to provide that for the milk bank and to give that life-giving milk to other babies. And so it's a joy to be able to say that I have donated milk.
He likes to talk. He likes to drool. He's working on getting some teeth. He started eating solid foods and loves those too. And he's saying that he enjoyed it. Yes, didn't you?